Good afternoon. Um, it was an interesting week, and it's so interesting enough that I closed the chart. I haven't opened Trading View in all weekend until today. I did see that Bitcoin has created a higher high and off the structure. So as far as I'm concerned, that area should hold. We'll see what happens. I mean, it is a short week for indices. It's also contract futures contract change and OPEX. So that being said, it'll be rather interesting uh, to see what we're going to do off of this range here. What we really want to do is continue higher, of course, but at the same time, because it is a short week, the move is going to happen very quickly, and it's going to be at the beginning of the week, is my guess. The levels will be updated overnight. You'll be able to find them in the private community. As far as right now, the gamma was at 29,600, which it should move from there because we are now above. Best case scenario would be the gamma going back above price action. That would solidify ourselves being back below gamma. I have seen that happen before. Until then, I don't know. I'm gonna assume we're gonna hold above gamma. So buy the dip, sell the rip sentiment. If we are to go into more highs at this point, it'll be in this pocket here near the 30,000. And then, of course, POC is at 30,304. So that there's a possibility we go and fetch that, sweep all of these pockets of bullish liquidity, and then probably trickle back down on Wednesday and Thursday. So yes, keep in mind the move might happen Monday, Tuesday. I would say probably Tuesday because Tuesday there's going to be some kind of news data that's going to feed the market. The volume was significantly lower on Friday compared to the whole week. And I mean, if you can see here, that was the most amount of volume, and that was on Tuesday. So expect something similar to this, but maybe the other way. Now, we did not break the weekly swing high. So this block right here is our resistance. As you can see, we created equal highs. Those equal highs, if they're swept rather soon, early this week, is likely to continue higher. If we go for a low, this is where we're going to go and back into support, which is right here. So support would be 29,200, 29,150, and then we could possibly bounce from. There's going to be some manipulation for sure. Obviously, Friday was consolidated, so that will explode into a trend. I'm pretty certain we're going to break above or break below. The traumas are still rather very close, so it's not like we're trending. We're just consolidating until a trend. So the extension of the traumas are going to be very important here, um, as far as telling us the direction of the market. Beside that, I mean, ES did the same thing, closed inside its main order block. That is likely to again go 75.30, 75.94 or a retest of 73.50 into a bounce. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, we're at the low of the value area. We're inside a major order block. If it can't break above, and this would be our new resistance, this level here. If that's our new resistance, the bearish orders are going to come out of this block here into a retest lower. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, if you look at NQ, 20T is above. If you look at ES, 20T is below, aiming up. So there's a potential that ES will be weaker into a retest of the lows and then a bounce. I don't see it closing under 20T again for a bit, but at the same time, I would have to look at the levels and where gamma is, because ES did close under gamma, but NQ closed above gamma. So ES is the weaker one here, which might give you the actual trend if ES can't break above like NQ did. So that's definitely something to watch. The dollar has still not hit the 200T mark, and it's getting kind of tight, right? So ultimately, if the dollar starts rising, then that's going to apply pressure. But if it starts falling and breaking into that RL and back into this range here, then we might get some relief in the indices. So something to watch. The VIX has closed below 50T, so to me, VIX should continue lower, probably in the 16, 17 area. I wouldn't be surprised, 15, 16, 17 area. Put a candle here with a nice wick and, maybe a little bit of a pullback. So I would keep my eyes on that. We're not out of the water until we close below 200T. So below 1683 is where we're going to see some decent, a decent range of proper market bullishness. So as far as I'm concerned, that's what I'm watching. I'm not looking at any stocks beside Microsoft because Microsoft is close to and under over. It's like it's really just it's tickling. It's tickling. Like it goes and then it consolidates and it goes and then it retests. So expect consolidation. If it breaks 403, that thing's just gonna run. It's gonna go for a higher high. I like no joke. There's so much bullish liquidity over here in this area that I don't see it closing a lower low. And that's why I'm watching that, because if really it recaps that POC, it's gonna launch. Like I wouldn't be surprised. It did it here. It did it here. Like there was a lower low here, and then now that's a higher low. And what I could expect here is another higher low, and that would be the right shoulder into that under over, and the under over would lead to a retest of 475 into these equal highs. I don't see it, breaking 550, but there's a resistance target here. So the amount possible from the break is like 17%. On an option, that's money right there. Like that's quite a lot of money, and that would be a pre-earnings ramp. And I think those earnings are going to be they're going to be good. I mean, it might not be like crazy good, but it's definitely going to be good on the back of AI and everything that had happened in the past months. So, as far as I'm concerned, consolidation, it attempted, failed. retest of the lower low, and the lower low should lead into either a lower high or a higher high. I don't see a lower low, so for that, I'm pretty bullish on Microsoft, and I will be sending option calls for likely the earnings, maybe a week or two after earnings. And then what I'm going to do with those is let them run all the way to earnings, shave as it goes up, and then after earnings, kill the order. So that's the only thing I'm watching because that's the only thing I care about. It's a short week. It's triple witching. I I'm not in the business of sending long swings in that, that triple witching stuff. It's crazy to me. I'd rather play the price action as I see it and kind of just hand pick what I need and what I like and then play that. And so far, I mean, Microsoft has the best opportunity here. If it does go the other way, I mean, it's going to form a lower low, right? It's been already at the value low, so 362 will probably get retested if we can't break above 403. It'll bounce off, and then bearish liquidity will come in and send that lower right before earnings, which earnings would rally it back up. But as far as I'm concerned, that's a reversal pattern. It's clean. The bodies are still closing above. I mean, if we get a body closing below 380, it's going to probably go for a lower low or that value low. But if the bodies keep closing above that 380 mark, it's going to retest 403, find bullish liquidity buyers, and the buyers are going to push that up above 200T and then into previous month high, previous week high, and that resistance over here, and then a wick into those equal highs because they have not been retested. That's not a retest of this. That's a retest of the lower range of that consolidation area. But again, there's still there's still quite significant amount of liquidity above to sweep. So there's too many buyers over here. Like that just tells me that it's validating my pattern. So that's what I'm looking for. Beside that, I don't have anything. Like I'm basically just playing playing the game at this point this week, and I'm gonna play it defensively because it is a crazy week. Uh, it's easier for me to do that than just try to aim for crazy amount of plays during this kind of week. Copper still very bullish. Same thing here, under over bodies close above the lowest range of the left shoulders. So resistance over here, 6.7. There's a potential that if the week starts very strong, that copper is going to try and reach for a higher high. And if it does create a higher high, I mean, Dr. Copper is the market trending. Yeah, is your market trending indicator. So if it does create a higher high, all indices are gonna start rallying. Silver is trying. I mean, there was a channel. It did try to break out, failed. I left it there because to me, it's still a channel. That's just a false breakout. And there's a possibility that once we break above, we go and attempt to retest the 70, let's say 7504, 7304 area, and then just go and retest that block of orders and then get a trend from there. Beside that, gold is also, that was pretty significant channel here. I mean, gold is simple, right? So if this block is bearish, it's gonna end up in the 3,500 area. Now, could it be over the summer? Probably. Could it trickle slowly and just, consolidate, then trend, and consolidate, then trend? Yeah, that's possible. This right here, this is also very uh, interesting to me. So I would watch 3,800 level because it is a previous area that could be retested. I mean, it is back inside this range, and now it's at the first level. If the first level breaks, it's going to go for the second level, which is exactly where limit orders are set. So there's a high likelihood that it is going to attempt to break above these resistance. If it does break above these resistance here, it's probably going to continue higher. But as far as I'm concerned, metals are kind of stalling and in a rotation aspect. Like they're to me, it looks like they're rotating money back and forth from market to metals to market to metals to market to metals. So that's something to watch. Oil also consolidating. I mean, it's been consolidating for many months. It needs to break out of this range. Obviously, I mean, you kind of want oil to break below, but I still think oil has some left in the tank. I don't know if, I mean, every day there's a tweet or something coming out from the war in Iran or the Strait of Hormuz, and it's all over the place. It is still a very good opportunity to watch because at some point it's moving, right? Yeah, at some point it's moving and creates a nice potential trend. It is on a series of lower highs and higher lows. So if we break below 81, we'll go and fetch those lows, retest that 78 to 74 level, which is a support. If that breaks, then obviously we're going to go for 68 and below. But if that breaks above the 90 resistance, it's definitely going for a higher high. Like that is just going to break out eventually. So I would definitely watch that. The trauma shows me it's bearish. So I really want that 87 to hold the price low and give us some short-sighted. Beside that, that's all I have. Not looking at anything else. I will update levels and keep updating my Microsoft play. And yeah, stay safe for the week because it's going to be one hell of a week.